Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between two distant ridges, there lived an old man named Li. Unlike many of his fellow villagers who spent their days tilling the soil and tending to their crops, Li would spend most of his time perched atop a hill on the outskirts of the village, just gazing into the horizon. He'd watch as events unfolded before they ever reached shore, observing the subtle shifts of weather patterns, tracking the slow but steady progression of travelers making their way towards the village. To those around him, it almost seemed like magic. How could he know so much about what lay beyond the confines of their small world? But for Li, it wasn't magic. Rather, it was simply a matter of perspective. You see, from up there on that hill, Li had a clear view of everything happening in the distance. He saw storms brewing long before they unleashed their fury upon the land, and welcomed weary travelers with open arms because he knew well in advance when to expect them. And while others cowered in fear at the sight of an approaching tempest, or fretted over whether enough supplies would be available to feed unexpected guests, Li remained calm and composed, secure in the knowledge that his elevated vantage point afforded him precious time to prepare for whatever lay ahead. Now let's fast forward several years later. As it turns out, our friend Li wasn't just a wise old man who enjoyed spending afternoons watching clouds go by. Instead, he became something of a local legend, known far and wide for his seemingly supernatural ability to predict future events accurately. People from all corners of the region flocked to hear his insights and seek guidance on matters big and small. But despite this newfound fame, Li never lost sight of what truly mattered most, maintaining a high vantage point that allowed him to see things others couldn't. And so, whenever asked about how he managed to become so adept at foreseeing potential outcomes or navigating life's many challenges with grace and ease, he would always offer up the same piece of advice. Step back, he'd say, and take in the whole picture before making any decisions. Indeed, it is often said that one who follows Tao knows magic, but as our friend Li demonstrated time and again throughout his extraordinary life, there was no need for hocus pocus when you had the power of perspective on your side. By simply positioning yourself in such a way that allows you to observe events from afar, be they literal storm clouds gathering on the horizon or metaphorical ones brewing within your personal relationships, you too can gain valuable insights that will help guide you through even the murkiest of waters. In today's fast-paced world, we sometimes forget just how important it is to slow down, step back, and take stock of our surroundings before plunging headfirst into whatever lies ahead. We become so consumed by the minutiae of daily life that we lose sight of the bigger picture, which often leads us astray and leaves us feeling lost, confused, and overwhelmed. But if we make a conscious effort to elevate ourselves above the fray, whether physically, by seeking out higher ground, or metaphorically, through mindfulness practices like meditation, we can begin to see things more clearly and make decisions based on wisdom rather than whimsy. So next time you find yourself facing an uncertain situation or grappling with a difficult decision, try channeling your inner lie. Take a deep breath. Step back and look at things from a new perspective. Chances are, you'll discover that what once seemed impossible is now well within reach. All thanks to the power of a little distance and a lot of clarity. And who knows, maybe someday soon, people will be calling you a magician too.